and I'll double check this right now. I'm pretty sure it's the same day that the Leafs lost to Game 7.
Okay, please double check that. Please double check that.
Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk.
And
Hockey.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here for another episode of Stick Talk Hockey. We got a few things to get into today. Little bit of news, little bit of speculation, some discussion about the game as a whole. Should be good.
Yeah. Some questions that we haven't really gotten to in a while. Some topics that we haven't touched in, I feel like, years almost.
It has been a little while. I mean, between all of the news we go through every single week and then, like, you know, these bigger segments that we tend to do, sometimes I feel like we almost like discuss things about the game more like off air than we actually do on air.
Yeah, we can tend to get like a little bit deeper off air.
yeah, exactly.
It's like, wow, I wish we were still recording. Like, God.
Yeah. So, I don't know, a couple things to go through today, but I mean, the big one this week, you know, Auston Matthews is done for the year.
That's crazy and so unfortunate.
Yeah, super unfortunate. Really rough looking knee-on-knee hit from Radko Gudas takes him out, and that's was that an MCL? Woof. No bueno.
That's a tough recovery.
Yeah, very, very tough recovery. And, you know, for a guy in Auston Matthews who we were just talking about has had some injury problems already, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know, you're talking to whoever, Leafs fans or Auston Matthews fans or whatever it is, and a lot of people talking about Ovi's record and how, well, Auston Matthews actually higher goals per game than Ovi at this point in his career. It's like, well, you know, I was just looking at this before the show. At the age Matthews is now, you know, 28 going on 29. And you could even extend that further for Ovi until he was like 33-ish.
Yeah.
He had one season where he played under 78 games.
Yeah, I was going to say the big catch with Ovi is the longevity. I mean,
exactly. And it was a lockout year.
Russian don't break.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Matthews, he's had some 60s already, 62, 64. Obviously had the COVID shortened season, but both of them did. And then, you know, now another short season, 50 games for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to break a record when you're leaving that many games on the table. And I mean, we talk about it with Crosby and how amazing Crosby's record is, given the fact that he missed so many games with concussion issues early in his career.
Yep, 100%.
Or even Steven Stamkos, some of his numbers are pretty incredible considering he shattered his femur on the post. Everyone seems to forget about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was brutal.
We thought his career was over.
Oh,
there was like real conversations about like this guy may never even walk properly again.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm kind of shocked about the 5 games. Though.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on that because like I feel like DOPS hasn't really been a conversation in a long time. I remember like maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago even, it was a pretty big conversation piece. I feel like we were really on DOPS about the lack of protection they were providing the Stars, especially with the increase in incidents as the game speed was picking up in the late 2010s.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had, who was it that ended up in DOPS for a while? He was a total goon.
Yeah, Paros.
Paros. There we go. So, okay. Shanahan comes in. He cleans it up. He gets extra strict. There's a whole bunch of headbutting about, you know, the extra levies and suspensions that he's passing down. It was kind of an ugly situation, but like the fact of the matter was it was like a course in hockey that needed to be corrected.
Sure.
He steps down. He goes off to do his Leafs thing or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Destroy someone else's life. and he's replaced by Cornell, who is then replaced by Paros. Paros, we're like, oh, good. Yeah, another, like, you know, like a hard edge guy.
Yeah.
Total goon when he played. Like, you know, this is a guy who's going to put his foot down. And we've just seen such a reverse course in action. And
spin the wheel.
It really is crazy how poorly they've handled so many of these situations now. and not really seen much flack for it. I'm really happy that Matthews' agent actually came out. I'm not usually too big about agents like flapping their gums.
Sure. Yeah, me either.
It's usually like, oh, brother, like, like give me a break.
Yeah.
But that's his job.
Yeah,
and,
totally.
And he
totally.
did his job
Protect his player.
flawlessly.
Yeah, 100%.
And I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, I agree. And 5 games, I think, I do think it's egregious. Like, for a guy with a history, can we run the clip?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I do think
he
it's
leads
egregious.
with the knee. There's no attempt to even get the body in front.
And I mean,
he cuts
look,
through
like,
the vulnerable section of the player. If he doesn't take knee here, he's taking head too. Like, you also have to like realize that his level is like right there. Sure, he's reaching for puck, but like not really. And if Matthews hadn't moved and if he had stepped to the left, then that's a hit to the chin or the side of the head, which is just as bad. Like, his shoulder's directly level with the head there, and he rises through it.
honestly,
regardless
actually,
of how
rewatching it, I actually, it's not. I don't think it's that bad. Like
I think it's pretty egregious given the player's history.
like the player's history makes it bad, but like he's reaching for the puck, and I do think it's reasonable for Gudas to expect the shot there, right? And that's what it looks like he's going for. And Matthews tries what would have been a sick move, and I mean in at 190 FPS when you have it slowed all the way down, it looks like there's a ton of time, but like in real time, that didn't look like he had any time to readjust. Like, you have Auston Matthews pulling a crazy dangle on you. I don't know. With the player's history, I think 10 would have been fair. You look at some guys we've talked about in the past. Wilson's gotten 20 gamers and things like that. Like, we've seen bigger suspensions, and you end a guy's season with a knee on knee with the history you have. It definitely could have been more. But I actually don't think that was like an egregious play from Radko Gudas, honestly.
I think it's fair to say that shit happens, and it is an incredibly fast game, and these things do happen. And in real time, yeah, there isn't nearly any time.
Like, it's
Too
Auston
clear.
Matthews pulling that dangle on you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. I don't like it. I don't like seeing the stars go down. And when it's a
No,
guy
me
with
either.
this kind of a history,
Yeah.
and we've seen so many stars going down recently, like, we are in the era of like, you need to protect your stars. These are the
Yeah.
people, like Jack Hughes said.
Yeah.
People pay to see me play.
Well, 100%, right? I mean, people talk smack about the NFL, right? And how, you can't do anything to the quarterbacks anymore. You can't even touch them. It's like, yeah, you know what? The NFL figured out that the reason they make money is the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Sorry. We all want to watch them play. If you have, what is it, 8 home games in a year, and you're maxing out your revenue, you want you got to go see one game. You're a fan. You spend $400 on tickets or whatever. Yeah, you want to see Patrick Mahomes play.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a family. You live in Toronto. It's so expensive. The tickets are expensive. It's ridiculous. Concessions and parking and all this. And you go through all that to not see Auston Matthews. That's a shame.
It is a shame. It's a massive shame.
So, I mean, I agree. I don't think the hit was like horrific by any means, but it could have been more just as the message, right? Like,
And I
that
also,
stuff's not tolerated.
even with the game being as fast as it is, these guys like literally do it for a living every day.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, you kind of have to know what you're doing. Yeah, things happen fast, but like, you also probably know what the probability of you pushing into certain situations is.
I suppose, but like, I look at that play and like, I honestly don't know what Gudas should have done differently there.
You probably should have taken a shallower angle and not just like driven straight through him.
But like, he's reaching for the shot there, right? If Matthews had stayed wide on there, the shallower angle would have done him no good.
Yeah, but even if Matthews gets off the shot and he does go for the shot, his next move is to explode through the body. I mean,
That's fine.
He took that stride from the edge of the boards.
That's
essentially.
fine.
He starts this run at the boards. So then that's charging. It's a whole other issue then.
But that's fine. That's 2 minutes. That's not killing anyone. Whatever.
I mean, if he explodes through his head though, and like this is a guy with a history who's quite
And
frankly done
he
some
pulls up
incredibly
no strides at all there. That's not charging.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Maybe
I don't
I just
see,
have
like,
a sour
better
taste
play.
to Gudas, but like, I just feel like with this type of player, with this type of situation, it's time to be a little bit more serious about the suspensions we're handing out.
I'm in agreement with that for sure.
I think the player safety has been like far too soft for far too long.
I agree.
And I also think that they haven't been held accountable by major media in quite a long time.
Yeah, no.
And I think a lot of that is because, you know, the NHL is in bed with Sportsnet, and they're in bed with the major media companies, and you can't hold these people accountable anymore when they're the ones buttering your bread.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I completely agree.
Like Drew Gooden made an amazing video earlier this month, actually talking about the downfall of ESPN and their journalism.
Oh, okay.
And it falls into the same fold as this.
Sure.
Where you have your bread being buttered by all of these, you know, leagues that you're partnered with, and it really just doesn't allow you to be critical in the way that you once were.
Right. Yeah. 100%. Pope, do you have a feeling about this?
I feel like I really don't have that big of a problem
With
the even with anything. Like, honestly,
word.
I'm not like disgusted that it was
with
only
anything.
5 games. It definitely could have been more,
Okay.
but I'm not disgusted. I honestly, and I'm looking at this hit like y'all, and I just feel like if Matthews just shoots instantly, then I think Gudas goes like right through his body.
Yeah.
And it's just like a huge hit.
Yeah.
So like I'm not like, obviously it's hard to give Radko the benefit of the doubt, being who he is, but I just see it as a unfortunate scene. I don't see it as like, oh, this dude's a bozo.
Honestly, I'm in agreement with that. Yeah. I do agree.
Like where his knee goes, his whole body honestly is like where Matthews' body was.
Yeah, like that's not going to be a knee-on-knee hit until Matthews starts that move, right? And I just don't think you anticipate that move coming. Like, honestly, like the reason Matthews tries to pull a move like that is because he thinks he can beat the defender who's not seeing it coming.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like if it got 10, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
No,
but
right.
I'm not too up in arms about it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
It definitely hurts that it tore Matthews' ACL or whatever. Like that definitely adds to the.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's a lot of knee on knees that you hear nothing about because nothing comes from it. But
yeah, a game or two.
I mean, we've seen an increase in knee-on-knee contact, and we've seen an increase on the severity of punishment being handed down by it.
Yeah.
And it's been very clear that if you're going to be a physical player at this day and age, you have to be in full control of your body when you go in to make that contact either way.
Yeah.
And there is no excuse for it. We've seen it with head contact. We talked about it 2 or 3 episodes ago when we were talking about the level at which players play at.
Yeah.
Not skill level. I mean, skill level applies, but the general base they play at. They play far outside of their body. They stick handle 4 feet ahead of themselves to the maximum reach they have.
Yeah.
You know, they're utilizing every inch of ice they have now by changing their frame and their level and how they set themselves through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. And it's your job as the player coming in to make that hit to adjust.
Yeah.
And if you don't think you're going to be able to adjust properly and put them in a dangerous position, you have to pull up. Like, that's kind of the line we'd been setting.
Yeah. I don't know. I get that.
Like, the unfortunate truth is that this is just going to keep happening unless you make it abundantly clear. And they keep pushing it on and then laying it off, you know? It's, oh, you need to be in full control of your body. But, oh, you know, it was a quick play and he didn't know what was happening. But, oh, you have to be in full control of your body.
Right, and that's where I don't think that ruling makes a lot of sense on it, right? Like, it didn't look like he was not in control of his body to me. it looked like Matthews was the one who wasn't. Personally, not trying
Right.
to victim blame at all here, but like he's the one who tries to make the sneaky move to get around the freight train coming at him. He doesn't get out of the way quick enough.
Right.
What did we think about the MacKinnon ejection? Did you see that?
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, for running through. Was it Ingram?
Yeah.
Ingram. Yeah, Connor Ingram.
Like,
I thought that was worse, honestly,
I actually do think that this is substantially worse.
because in this one, like, yeah, he's going to the net, but he's going right at Ingram and made basically no attempt to get out of his way.
No, I can tell you full well that, like, you know where the crease is, and you know that you can't run through the crease, and you know the goalie's going to be in the crease.
Yeah.
Like it's just a stupid play, and he should have been ejected.
Yeah,
I'm a
100%.
I'm a huge Natty Mac glazer.
Love the guy.
Love the guy. This is
That's crazy.
this is a dumb play. It's
like that's a stupid play right there.
That's
I
a
agree.
stupid play.
Yeah.
If he made that play 2 feet forward at the top of the crease,
Sure.
I might hear it. But he's diving through the straight lines.
Yeah,
Like,
and
there's
Nurse
no
like
crest
barely
there.
touched him. Like you can't. Yeah, you can't blame that on Nurse pushing him into Ingram or anything.
No, I'm not buying that. That's
No,
a dangerous
nor
play.
am I.
It's stupid. It's reckless. And yeah, it's the same sentiment. You know, we've talked about how we need to protect the goalies. This is exactly what
Yeah.
I mean. People pay to see the goalies. Kids love goalies.
This is gonna be disrespectful. I don't even know if I should say it honestly. But like McKinnon, you decide to run one goalie like in your career, and you pick Ingram.
No, for real.
What are you doing, man?
Like, actually, on the power play too. Like, it just, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, there's so many other things you could have done besides drive over the goalie with 42 seconds left in the third with a minute left on the power play. Like, why?
That's one where I go, okay, but you have to know, like we are talking about high level players here. Like this guy's gone on odd man rushes hundreds of thousands of times throughout his life. He knows where the net is and where the goalie is.
That's exactly it.
You know, yeah.
That's
exactly.
100%
Yeah.
it. And it's like, it's not like hits where it's conditional to the player, and where the player is at any moment
Yeah.
could change
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're trying to get away from you.
yeah.
The goalie's gonna be in the crease.
yeah,
There's a farm. There's gonna be cows outside.
yeah, exactly.
Like, where do you think he was gonna be?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a stupid play, and he deserves to actually see a game or two for this as well. I wouldn't
agree.
complain if they handed
No.
out like subsequent discipline. I don't know if they did. I haven't heard anything about it yet, but
nice to see Kadri connecting around out there, though. Hey, he got a big standing ovation when he got back for his first game.
that made me so happy,
Yeah.
man. I love seeing Kadri back in the maroon, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, maroon, burgundy, whatever.
It just fits him. I
Yeah,
think
it really
that's,
does.
Like, I love seeing Kadri in Colorado.
I really wonder, like, is Toronto, like, can they just not wrangle, like, slightly problematic personalities? Like, you look at Phil Kessel, was a massive problem for them until he went to Pittsburgh and become a multiple Stanley Cup champion. You look at Kadri, big problem for them, multiple series ejections in the playoffs.
That cost them as well.
That cost them big time
Absolutely.
before becoming a Stanley Cup champion in Colorado. And then I'm even thinking, like, right now with Nylander, I don't know if you saw the interview of his from this week where he just, like, didn't, like, even look at all phased or, like, he cared at all that they weren't going to make the playoffs.
I mean, I could write that off to a lot of things. That might just be dejection. I mean, if you know that one of your best players and line mates is leaving, and then you see the team not really put that much around you that's going to make the team better, and then they're looking at you like, why aren't you generating more? And it's like, I'm generating the same I've always generated. There's just one less of me. Yeah, I get it. I get it a little bit. Also, some players are just stoic.
But he's not stoic. It's honestly not that he's, like, stoic or, like looking disinterested. It's like this guy looks like he's loving life right now. That's more problematic, I think. After there was no response to your captain having his season ended.
Yeah. Yeah, see that aura, like, because
you're,
we've
like, in
seen
dead
guys go
last.
out and explode after the game, right? And like,
Yeah.
and I mean, maybe part of it's because he was already in trouble for interacting with the media, and now he's being a baby about it and just being like, well, if they're gonna find me for flipping off the camera, I'm just not gonna talk to the cameras at all.
Yeah, they're on a 7-game skid. They haven't won since the break, I don't think.
Jesus.
Can
Yeah,
you
I
hear that
mean,
or no?
he kind of looks like a kid that got called into the principal's office, but like also doesn't feel bad about what
At
they
all.
did, like at all.
At all.
Like knows that their parents just gonna come home and let them off the hook. They're
Yeah.
gonna go and play video games for 3 days on suspension.
Yep.
Come back and still be a menace.
Yeah.
Like that's the aura I'm getting 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
This clip might be a waste of time, but it might be the clip too.
Look at that smile.
I don't know. Like that's exactly the aura. Like, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you, dog. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm excited to go and play Red Dead.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
Yeah. Pew
Go
pew.
and play some Fortnite.
That's a lot of weed we found in your locker. I don't know.
Not mine. It's just holding it for someone,
Yeah, I don't know. I find it all very, very concerning.
Yeah, I mean, it's been concerning in Leafs land for a little bit, so
True that.
I don't know.
The league will probably gift him first overall.
No, that's the Devils.
You shut your whore mouth. No, you guys get American hero Jack Hughes. You have enough.
No.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay, one more clip from this week. Did you see Bedard after the OT winner just giving it to the fans?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was unreal.
Aura.
Absolute aura. I really
That's so Chicago.
that's so Chicago. Yeah, no, run that clip. Let me see it. Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah. I love it. Not to make everything about a Canada USA thing, but like I almost feel like, 4 years down the road, the next Olympics, some of Canada's guys, Tom Wilson's and Brad Marchand's, those guys are going to be gone. And it does feel like Connor Bedard's got a little bit of villain energy to him.
I love an anti-hero.
Like you see this already with even like Canadian fans we talk about. Like I think about our friend of the show, Jackson Banman, who I'm actually going to get back to later. And he doesn't like Bedard at all. He thinks he's a low punk. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I kind of like the energy.
I like the sauce.
I like the sauce too. Just giving it to that to whoever that was in the crowd. He's had a little bit of that through his career. Someone else posted a clip of him and Junior after he absolutely blew some guy up in the defensive zone, and then they had him on the hot mic. What did he say? But basically just said, "Sit down, bitch."
That's so fire. I love a mouthy player. I mean, I am one, so like,
You
of
gotta-
course. But
yeah.
like, I love that.
And in Canada, we have our golden boys. Macklin Celebrini seems like the nicest kid you'll ever meet in your life.
Yep, absolutely.
You kind of need your Kane to your Taves at times.
Absolutely. Did you see Eklund on his hot mic the other day?
No.
Oh, they were playing against the Habs, and like the scrum picked up, and one of the Habs players started skating towards the scrum, and he just like grabbed him and was like, "You don't want it. You don't want that. You don't want that.
You don't want that.
Trust me, you don't want that."
Fair enough.
And then
Honestly.
the save guy comes flying by the bench later on in the game, and he's leaning over. He's like, "Hey, you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that." It's like, I love this kid.
That's unreal.
He had an amazing goal this week too. Holy
yeah,
Christ!
did he ever?
You don't want that. You don't want that.
You don't want that. No, it's great.
You don't
That's
want
great.
any of those guys. You don't want that.
Sharks are good vibes. They really are. We're still not in teal today, but every week we come in here, it feels like we're getting closer.
It feels a little bit more intrinsic. It's
every week. Every week. So speaking of Jackson Batman, like I said, I wanted to dig into this a little bit more because he had posted about it in one of the group chats about maybe abandoning a Four Nations next time around. Because, I mean, look, it's clear at this point North America is in the lead, right? Canada and USA are miles ahead of Sweden and Finland right now.
Right.
It's just where we're at. And back in the day, Canada or the NHL used to do like series.
Mm-hmm.
What if we had a Canada-USA 7-game series instead?
I'd love that.
Where, USA gets the home ice advantage because they got the Olympic win. You do like game 1 and 2 in like New York and Boston, or New York and Buffalo or something. Games 3 and 4 in Toronto and Montreal. You take it all over North America. You're telling me every single game wouldn't be a packed out sellout?
I'd love that. That'd be incredible. That'd be such a moment.
It feels like that's the only thing this is missing is like, okay, Canada gets one, USA gets one. It's so back and forth, and it's like I just want to see it settled over 7 games.
Like, look, the Canada versus Russia Super Series for like junior hockey was huge.
Enormous.
Massive.
Yeah.
You're telling me that like you take this to the next scale, the next big thing, and then run it? That's not going to be the biggest thing in hockey since the stick had a curve.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Now, Pope, you were kind of against this, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I just think it's too unrealistic to be like hype about.
Why do you think it's unrealistic?
True.
Because like a whole 7-game series in the middle of a season, and it's not even like an Olympic, and it's. You said that it's only like one more game than what the Four Nations was, but
yeah.
I don't know. I just think you're watering down the matchup. Just doing too much.
I can understand the watering down the matchup thing.
Like I
think you're wrong.
I think you're wrong too when we look back at like the Summit series and how successful that was.
I I feel like a best of 3.
Yeah.
Best of 3 doesn't feel real though. Doesn't feel worth it.
Yeah, I think you'd have to go 5 at least.
Yeah.
I could be down with a best of 5 though.
Yeah. I could do that. But I do think the Pope has a good point, which is that it just doesn't really fit into the season too much.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're already, again, we've been over this. We're asking so much of these players, and they're not getting paid anymore for playing these extra games.
But like Four Nations was 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, if we're just going to be, like, throwing in extra games, lengthening the season, shortening preseason, and then slapping in, like, a really high-caliber tournament in the middle, I'm renegotiating my contract.
Yeah.
Like, period. And that's going to make things so much more difficult down the line when CBAs hit. Because, it's going to be a thing. Like, I don't even play hockey, and I'm like, where's the money? We're making you so much bread if we do this series. Like, the amount of jerseys you would have coming off the printing press for Canada USA for a month straight is insane.
Like, granted, I do think this is probably going to come up in the next CBA anyways, because the All-Star Game is something nobody ever cared about, and Four Nations, like, nobody. The players, the fans, the NHL itself, the media, nobody expected that Four Nations to be as big as it was. And for the players to care as much as they did. So, I mean, I guarantee that's going to it's going to be a CBA thing anyways.
It should be. I mean, I would want it to be if I was a player. If they don't, then I'm going to be gobsmacked. But
did you see that the USA beat Canada at the Paralympics as well?
I did not. No, I haven't been able to keep up with that too much. I've been busy.
Gives them the full sweep. They win women's, men's, and Paralympics. First time that's ever happened for any team. So here's the thing.
That's crazy.
We actually have one person to blame for this. Do you know this?
Who?
Well, so since May of 2024, which is the date that we're going to actually go back to on this.
Okay.
Since May of 2024, the next month in June, the Panthers won the Stanley Cup over the Edmonton Oilers.
Right.
1 year later, the Panthers go back-to-back over the Edmonton Oilers, 2025.
Yes.
Canada loses both of those. They also lose the World Series, Dodgers and the Jays.
Right.
They also lose 3 times in a row now at the Olympic stage, right, with the Paralympics and the men's and the women's.
Right.
And Canada just lost to the U.S. in the World Baseball Championship, right? Or World Baseball Classic.
Right.
Now, May 2024, that is when Kendrick released Not Like Us. So, like, I really, real deal think that Kendrick Lamar hexed Canada, which means we can blame Drake for all of this.
I love it. I'm so with that.
Yeah, like, this is Drake's fault. Yeah, pull up the Kendrick Boogeyman picture. Yeah, for real. I'm going to say Not Like Us dropped May 4th, 2024. Can I get a confirmation on that? Well, May 4th, 2024. Am I wrong?
I'm going to interject here.
Please do.
I'm pretty sure, and I'll double check this right now. I'm pretty sure it's the same day that the Leafs lost to Game 7.
Okay, please double check that. Please double check that. Oh, Leafs Bruins. I'm going to be real. I don't think it is. Oh, my God, it is.
In overtime,
Oh my God,
2-1
it
to the
is.
Bruins. Oh, my God.
Pasternak in overtime. I remember that.
Dun, dun,
Da, 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 da.
dun.
Boom, bada boom.
Well, then.
Like, come on. Is that not
We
kind of damning?
That is pretty damning. I mean, where do we go from here? Do we exile Drake?
I think we should. Like, honestly, if someone's trying to run for office, stop talking about getting rid of immigrants. We got to get rid of Drake.
We should just send him to Steak Island.
Facts.
Like, go gamble.
I mean, bro's probably got an island already.
Hey, whoa, hey, yo, whoa, hey, yo.
Hey, yo, whoa.
Yeah, no, send him to Magic City or something.
Get him out of here. I do. For the record, I'm gonna blame Drake for all this for a very long time.
Valid. You know what? Someone has to face the blame, and I'm happy with that one.
Yeah.
That brings my soul joy.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing up on the docket here. I want to talk about goaltending for a little bit because I've gotten back into like caring about goaltending over the past year.
Yes.
And so, you know, now that I've been on the ice like regularly and frequently, I'm like trying to work on things on my game more, right? Rather than, you know, at first it was just kind of like, oh, just get out there and play for a bit. Now it's like, okay, gotta work on some things. I got some problems here and problems there. Watching the videos, I'm trying to like, because you know, I don't have a coach or anything, right?
Right.
So I'm just watching things and I'm realizing like goaltending really hasn't changed since I stopped playing.
No.
Whereas like shooting and stuff certainly has. And like when I was growing up, like I feel like in the like early 2010s and the 2000s, I felt like goaltending was like getting revolutionized like every 3 years.
Yep.
You have this and then you got VH and then you got RVH and all of these things. And it just kind of feels like since then, like 2016 or so, it's just been pretty flat. But I also wonder if like it's also too similar now. Like I feel like you look at players, you look at forwards, and you have so many different player types playing the game in different ways and shooting styles. And there's some things that get homogenized, right? Like Bedard's release, a lot of players are trying to copy that now.
Yeah,
Matthews' release as well.
It's the new tech, as the gamers say.
For sure. But as a whole, there's many different ways to play the game. Whereas goaltending, it really feels like it's lost its sexiness. You go look back at clips of goalies in the 2000s when the game had been revolutionized. You had these acrobatic goalies still, your Mika Kiprusoffs, your Dominic Hasek's, your Roberto Luongos. And it's now way more boring to watch.
Yes.
Guys like Hellebuck and Vasilevsky and Shesterkin. But it has also become less effective as well. Right? Goaltending rates are down, shooting is way up.
Yes. I actually have a take on this.
I would love it. I would love to hear it.
So, because I agree. I do agree.
Mm.
However, like goaltending, we can admit, has always been an art. And I think that like
Sure.
with every art, there's like the ability to overanalyze and kind of compartmentalize things too much instead of appreciating it as a whole.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
think that especially through the early 2010s, we could even use like 08-09 as like the benchmark of like where things started to probably change in coaching systems.
Sure.
We became a lot more stats driven. We became a lot more dependent on a lot of these systems to dictate where the weak points were, how to handle situations, like what statistically is more favorable. However, goaltending is an art, and art is about feeling. And unfortunately, I think that the art of goaltending through the early to mid 2010s was coached to death.
See, that's where I was thinking of going with this as well.
And I think that we've seen a swing back from that in the newer generation. I think that there's a lot more goalie coaches that are willing to allow goalies to play with their own flair or style as long as it works in a beneficial way. Right?
I sure hope so.
Because like I'm thinking of guys that are like
yeah,
Ravensbergen, like he's off the wall. He does things I've never seen goalies do in this generation that we're talking about right now. I'm talking about Herenstram, who is by the books very sound in his mechanics and does follow the same type of goaltending we'd see the latter that we're talking about, but he's not afraid to challenge things that you wouldn't before. He's coming out beyond the top of the crease again.
And I hope that doesn't get removed from him, right? Like,
I mean, it worked through the championship. You saw him stifling scoring opportunities that otherwise would have been incredibly beneficial for the other teams.
Yeah, because I do think over the last 10 years or so, the Vasilevskis, the Hellebucks. I mean, it's the only goalie right now in the NHL that feels like they have like some flair to them is like Binnington and his personality. But that's not like goaltending style per se. And then like maybe Dustin Wolf.
Yeah, I think Dustin Wolf, and you know what? I would also add Cooley to that list as a a player who still stuck to his goaltending identity and didn't necessarily lose it as he came up through the coaching system.
Yeah.
I think that might be more to like the benefit of the fact that he was playing a lower level of hockey for so long. He had less eyes on him that were stringent about this. But yeah, you even look at like some of the younger goalies right now that are struggling, and it's no shock why when you realize that they did have style. I mean, Akira Schmid, when he first got to the Devils, had style.
Yeah.
He had his own flair.
Yeah.
He played the game differently, and it really worked. And then the next season, he was very robotic. He was very second guessing. He was doing things that were against his nature that we didn't see him typically do. And you even saw that with a guy like Vanacek, who came into the league and had a very strong showing for 20, 30 games.
Yeah.
Came back the next season and then was run through the ground as well and looked incredibly robotic. I think that we're just in this plague of coaching and overcoaching these goalies and not necessarily just letting them be sometimes.
Yeah, I think like I said, like we've homogenized, which by the way, homogenized. Thought of that word when I wrote it in the notes here. Clearly very proud of it. I've used it twice now.
I mean,
we've done it so much to the sport of goaltending that like, and maybe it is the max efficiency that you can possibly have, maybe, but we've forced every goalie so much to be exactly one type of goalie.
Analytical. Not everyone's analytical. Some people feel.
Yeah.
They just play with their heart. They play with instinct. And that's what goaltending always was. It was an instinct first position.
I mean, the greatest goaltenders of all time, right? I mean, so largely instinct based.
And that's like what we always say is you can't teach great goaltending. You can teach good goaltending for sure.
100%.
But great goaltenders, they have a flair, they have an art, they have a sense that you can't teach.
A mental disorder.
So why are we unteaching it to these players?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you can even see it in Montreal. Take a look at Montreal right now.
Sure.
I mean, I would say that Dobish had a very unique flair,
right.
A very big, he played incredibly wide and incredibly low for a long time.
Yeah.
And now he's playing very much within himself. He's playing a very stacked butterfly again.
Very interesting.
And it hasn't worked.
Right.
They've had goaltending issues all year. They can't decide who's the starter half the time.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Well, I'm really hoping that you are onto something there with the next wave there of guys like Herenstam and things like that.
I think it would almost I think the position of goaltending is 5 years behind golf. Because I saw the
Ooh,
same thing
that's a
happen
fun
in
take.
golf.
Yeah,
And it started with Tiger Woods.
sure.
Because this is a guy who had a championship swing for a year and a half, most dominant player.
Mhm.
And then out of nowhere, he just went, I'm changing everything. I'm
Right.
getting a new coach. We're diving into the mechanics.
Right.
We're making everything different. And it worked twice.
Yeah.
And then it stopped working. But by the time it stopped working, everyone had already committed to doing these really mechanically intensive
Right.
swing changes
Right.
that weren't necessarily natural. And I mean, look at a guy like Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, look at the feet.
Look at these are things that are not some of the most dominant players right now are doing things that you can't do or wouldn't do
Right.
in those systems.
Right. That you wouldn't teach a kid as when he first starts golfing.
No, but when you get those players as a senior coach, your job is to work with that.
Yes. Yes.
You're supposed to find what makes their game special and then teach around it to make it more efficient and beneficial for them,
Right.
not change the whole thing.
Not make everyone a cookie cutter the same goalie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or the same swing type.
Or the
You
same
know,
swing.
like Davis Love III. Great swing. Love his swing.
Sure.
If I was going to teach someone picking up a club tomorrow, if they had a 5-year-old that wanted to pick up golf and
Mhm.
I'd be like, we're going the Davis Love III swing style. That's the archetype. If they've been playing for 10 years already and they swing a whole different way, we're just going to work with what they got. We're going to
Yeah.
make sure that they can hit it straight and far, and that's good enough
That's great.
because it's an art and it's a sense.
Mhm.
There
Mhm.
is a certain flair to it, and sometimes things don't always have to make sense to work.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen some incredibly horrendous swings that are some of the best in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, one of the best golfer I've ever golfed with had one of the most ugly swings I've ever seen.
I mean, you want to go and look at an example, go and look up Jim Furyk when you have a chance.
Ooh.
That is an insanely outside to in swing, but he releases it on plane every single time, so it doesn't matter. He has one of the best releases in the game, but he has an absolutely insane swing when you look at it from behind the ball.
Right.
So I think that's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
You would never think about changing Jim Furyk's swing.
No.
You would never tell him to go and swing like Davis Love III. He
Sure.
just is. He's just what he is.
He's him. Yeah.
And he won tournaments that way.
And that's at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do here, right?
Exactly. So yeah, I think that's what we're
Interesting.
getting at.
Yeah, very interesting. Good points. PJ, do you have anything to add to that?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
I do feel like Tristan Jarry. I don't know if he's I'm not gonna speak on the goalie mechanics
Sure.
because I don't know shit. But I feel like Tristan Jarry is maybe just the most fun goalie in the league.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tristan Jarry
Like-
gives me trying to be mechanical, but also just never really committing.
I just feel like he's goofy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think that's fair.
Tristan Jarry is the new age Mike Smith.
I'm with that.
That's kind of a vibe, actually. Yeah. Very fun.
Hell yeah.
I think that's about it for the day.
Yeah.
That was
happy
fun,
with
though.
that. That was a blast.
Yeah, for sure. And if anyone out there, if you have any other things you want to add, especially onto that goaltending conversation, please feel
do.
free to give us a shout. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it, especially if we have any goalies that are listening to the show and, you have your own takes or feels as you've grown up in the coaching system and
Yeah.
what you've felt. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And we'll be back next week. We got some fun segments for next week's one that we're going to do this week. Now we're gonna do next week. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be a really good segment.
Yeah.
I'm super looking forward to it. So, yeah.
So,
Until
yeah.
then,
Till then, keep your dang head up.
boom.
Boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Stick talk. Stick talk.